Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, 4-4 and go. That other getting old. We got Samurai and Tom. This is a sports octagon. Sports for forever and beyond. Spending with Samurai and Tom. From the puck to the glove to the pigskins high. Share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. Down the baseline in the bleachers, or you wanna get denied. Yeah, share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, it's 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul.
The Browns Super Bowl contenders.
Hey, listen, when we start talking about what wins Super Bowl, we talk about talent. The Browns, they have the talent. They have it.
He gets away from a sack there, but he's got one in the air. Is that intercepted? Yes, it is. Let's see who that is.
Number 13.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome into the Week 8 review. What an exciting weekend we had. Very exciting, lots of fun. I don't know how to even start, to be honest with you. We got some very interesting guests coming on the
Ricky
show.
Bobby.
I don't know what to do with my hands right now. And as promised, the winner of the Lakeside Edgewood game would get the rep for this one here. So
loose tonight, boys.
yeah, and Sammy's got his Lakeside gear on. I squeezed into my old jersey, and Tom wore green. Good for you, Tom.
I'm rocking a $380 vintage Adidas track jacket. Feeling like a Russian robot.
Looking like a GTA side mission character.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Oh, Lord. But what a weekend. We got to live stream the Battle of the Bridge and also playoffs over at Pymatuming Valley in Andover. It was a blast all weekend. It was craziness. Really didn't know what to think. So,
yeah, we got to start it with a really great junior high game on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Where Nate Bartone, who I was having trouble getting the video. Don't worry, I'm going to put it out here for that young 8th grader who decided to make the catch of the century.
Yes.
In that game. Probably made the play of the year in eighth grade. In 8th grade, I could hardly walk. So, I mean, I don't know how that kid's jumping up over defenders and mossing people. But shout out to both of those 8th grade teams. Really great. We follow that up with the Battle of the Bridge, which we're going to talk about, and then the playoff game down in PV, baby. And what a week. It was just a great weekend of football.
It was.
Oh, absolutely. There were standout performances by every athlete from every school. I mean, obviously, we're going to get into Jake Slayton. We're going to get into the Pymatuming Valley Lakers, the PV3, as I like to call them. And they're down there in the chat there throwing it up. But
Rep Yo City.
Rep Yo City. But also, I mean, like, there were some solid performances across the board from games we weren't even able to cover. I mean, Geneva goes out there and just has a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, everybody was great, and I think we struggled this week with the player of the week more than any other week because there were so many, and we thought we had an idea, and then there was this guy who plays for Conneaut, who, I mean, I only wish that my quarterback for my fantasy team threw up those kind of numbers.
Yeah.
Besides, he's going to put up so many yards, I had to double check the coach to make sure he didn't give me a wrong number.
Yep.
And that guy is Jake Slayton.
I said to you last night, I was like, what? Like,
let's bring up his well, before we do that,
don't get ahead of yourself now.
You're right. We do need to send a congratulations out to Jefferson's Danny Bruckman.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we got to send him his congratulations, Danny Bruckman, first running back in the county over 1,000 yards this year.
Yeah,
Tom, it's 1,100 and...
He's got 1,145 yards on 200 attempts, 15 touchdowns, almost 6 yards a carry, and the cat is running for 143 yards a game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot. So big shout out to Danny Bruckman, who we'll talk about at another point in the show because we're going to get a real close look at him this week.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Also, real quick shout out to anyone and everyone, Sammy, and I think Tom. I don't know who updated it all completely, but I know I didn't. But anyways, updated county records have been posted on Facebook. Shout out to the crowd, everyone out there watching. Please, if you do have any information, send us stuff over. People have been doing a great job. We're just trying to get a continuation of a compiled list as we go.
It has been a real pleasure to put this whole thing together, right? I've had a ton of help. Jason Baxter has been amazing.
Yep.
We have nothing from Ashtabula High School, nothing from Harbor High School, and according to the record books, the only good running backs in the county go to Grand Valley.
Right.
Because they have like every single career number, every single season number. It's all Grand Valley. Although the all-time county leader is a guy from back in the 90s, Sean Freeman from PV.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but check those out tonight after the show. Tom said he's going to get them up on our website. That is just 440andgold.com. Check it out. You'll be able to see up-to-date statistics on this year and the county records over there. Anything you need, we'll be able to hook you up there. So, but, yeah, I mean, at this point, we'd love to keep talking about 440 and goal. But at this point, let's get on without further ado. Let me just get over here, make sure I got everything going right. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jake Slayton, the player of the week.
Yeah, let's bring up his graphic before we get him.
Oh, wait, sorry, Jake. I'm taking you back off. Hold on, my bad. Graphic first. Then you're coming back on. Don't worry, Jake. What graphic? I didn't know. Oh, yeah, that one. Hold on. I mess this up all the time. Don't worry about it. Here we go. 440 and goals, player of the week, throwing for 353 yards and 5 touchdowns. Mr. Jake Slayton of Conneaut. Can I bring him on now?
Yeah.
I'm just
bring
so
him on now.
Bring him on, brother.
What
I'm talking
up,
about
Jake?
the man had a week.
Yeah. How you doing, Jake?
I'm good. How about you?
Oh, doing great. I mean, my jaw dropped to the floor when I seen 353 and 5 touchdowns. That's not. I mean, that's not something you see every week, you know. Yeah, it's a lot of points, a lot of rush, or a lot of throwing. You're almost averaging almost 20 yards per throw there, or I should say per catch. But Yeah, what a week.
Listen, Jake, back when we played, which isn't that long ago, 20 years ago, 353 would be the season number for some of these quarterbacks.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. He's not kidding. Yeah, and back then, too, I fit into this jersey I have on right now. I can't help myself. Boy. Oh, Lord. But go ahead. I don't know who's got what here.
So, Jake, I guess here's the big thing. How's it feel to go out there and just sling that ball wherever you want to put it?
Man, it's great. It's a great feeling. It's my coach too. I mean, him calling the plays. He's the signal runner, But I love it. I love it. Me and my guys, my O-line, my receivers making plays for me. Couldn't do it without them. But yeah, it's a great feeling, most definitely.
So who's so one of the questions I probably told you before, but I love to ask this question. My favorite question is, if there's a play that comes in from Dobrin, which one's your favorite? When you hear that play call, that number gets called, and you're like, yeah, I can't wait to run this play. Is there one in specific you like?
I'm gonna have to go all goes. All goes. Just send them. Just send them.
Send it.
Let it go.
Send it.
Let it go. Toss that thing up. Toss that thing up.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I hope my guys go get it.
So, hey, Jake, you said just go. So that's the play that you like. So when just go happens, are you like, when just go happens, are you like, hey, I'm looking to Tellis, I'm looking to Kiefer, I'm looking to Zach Rice, I'm looking to all these guys, or is there someone that you always like to look for? Like who's your favorite target out there?
I mean, my man Tellis Andrews got to be my number one, but I'm not selfish with it,
Roadrunner.
Whoever's open, I'm reading the defense,
Oh, heck yeah.
I can't be biased towards anyone, But yeah, whatever the defense gives me, I'm going to take it.
Oh, heck no, man.
That's what I go with, sure. Where the defense can give me.
So one of the things that so everybody has a little bit of adversity with their game. Everybody's got their own problems. Everybody's got their own, things they have to get around. One of yours is you had a little bit of a knee problem last year, a little knee injury. And I think a lot of people wondered if that was going to hinder your game, but the rushing totals don't say that it did. So you obviously like to run a little bit, like to throw a little bit. Which one do you prefer? You like when the defense doesn't respect that athleticism, or do you like to put it over top of their head?
Man, I love slinging that thing, but if I still had the wheels like I did back in the day, I'd be running that thing everywhere.
How old are you?
18.
Because at
Just
the age of
turned 18 a week ago.
34, weighing 280 pounds, I say that a lot too. I wish I had them wheels too back in the day. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, a completely torn ACL.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, you're right. Okay, I get it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
was
still out there just playing your butt off.
Yes, sir. I'm all about heart.
So you excel on the football field, which is fantastic. We love to see it. We love to watch you play. Been watching you all year. You also have made a name for yourself on the basketball court, and I heard you're pretty sweet on the diamond as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love the diamond. Diamond in the basketball court. I love all three sports. I don't think I can pick a favorite.
Ruined my next question.
Yeah.
Just torched it. I'm messing with you, man.
So what position you play in baseball?
What's up? What positions? Shortstop, my bad.
What's your baseball position?
Yeah, he got
Shortstop.
Shortstop,
and second.
okay.
Middle infield.
All right, very
Middle
cool.
infield.
I pegged
Yeah,
you as a
middle.
pitcher.
I wish.
All
I
right.
wish. No, I don't pitch at all. Actually, I don't throw.
Hey,
I'm just
listen.
strictly middle infield. For right now.
crazy.
For right now, things can change. Things can always change.
That's great.
Yeah.
So
Change.
you are really good at a lot of different things. Like I told you when we brought you on the show, I got put onto the Jake Slayton baseball talk before this season even started, when we started talking about you as a quarterback. Obviously college is got to be on your mind. What are you thinking for college with sports and stuff like that?
I'd love an opportunity no matter what. I'm leaning towards baseball. I would love to make a career in baseball, but if I get a football scholarship, if I get an opportunity, I'm willing to take it. I'd love to take it. So.
Nice.
Love it.
Nice.
Love it. So we got to ask you the two big questions. The first one is, and you see that big ogre on top of you, you got to answer this one right. Who do you want to thank for 353 of those big ones?
And don't and you answer it wrong, you get no shirt. You ain't getting no shirt.
My own line. Come on, you know my own line. My dog.
Yeah,
My dog. Hey,
boy.
and my receivers too. My receivers too, catching the ball, making plays. Couldn't do without them. Most definitely.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know, you had a heck of a game. It's a lot. I imagine having the Roadrunner Tellis Andrews out there makes it pretty easy to throw that thing, especially on an all-go. And then the last question we ask everybody is, what's your T-shirt size? Because you've got one coming.
Oh, you already know what I'm gonna say. Nice little medium.
That's the medium. That's everybody's got the medium.
Listen, you look like you like it tight around your arms. You want a medium? Can we get you like half a size smaller, make it snug you up a little bit? You know?
Snug you up. Ripped up.
Listen, Jake, we want to thank you for coming on the show. We love watching you play, getting these stats every week. It's fantastic. It's the best part of what we're doing is to get to know you athletes. We're wishing you the best of luck, and who knows, maybe we're going to see you here soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. Keep doing you, man. Do you.
Most
Do it
definitely.
big. All right,
Ladies
buddy.
and gentlemen, Jake Slayton, 353 with five touchdowns.
And by the way, that was all in one game, so everyone knows it's watching. Hey, congrats, Jake. We'll get you out your shirt as soon as we can. We'll link up and get you rolling. We'll talk to you soon,
Sounds
buddy.
good. Sounds good.
All right, later,
Have a good
buddy.
one.
Thanks, brother.
Good night. All
good.
right, that was Mr. Jake Slayton himself, and what a game he put up last week. That
I'm
was a lot
telling
of
you,
fun,
it was that it's the statistics this year, and it's one of the things I've noticed with when I put in the records, all the county records and stuff like that. Like half of the 2020 athletes are going to be on that list because these guys in today's game are getting all kinds of yards.
Absolutely.
But you know, Connie, we didn't get a chance to check them out, which is why we don't have any footage for Jake. We're working on that. He's going to get his highlight reel. But we did actually get to cover the first high school game of the week, and that was the Battle of the Bridge. Mm-hmm. Now, we created a bit of a hype video for that Battle of the Bridge. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the sound to work during the game. So we're going to let everybody get a look at it right now. Here's the hype video for the Battle of the Bridge, Lakeside versus Edgewood.
I got it, Sammy. Don't click the button. Anyway, sorry. Here we go.
Game against Edgewood Friday mean to you?
To me, it's the backyard brawl, man. It's bragging rights. It's the guys that you grew up playing against, the guys you live with for the rest of your life in the community that you grew up in. It's more than just a friendly rivalry. It's bragging rights. It's something that you can take with you for the rest of your life when you win this, when you get this dub. It's something that our kids hold near and dear to their hearts, and so do we here at staff at Lakeside, and we're looking forward to going toe-to-toe with them at school down the road.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
You got it.
Okay, what does the Edgewood Lakeside game mean to you?
What it means for us is that we can finally have a game where we can show out what we can do and what we built up this entire year for.
Savion, what's this Edgewood Lakeside game mean to you?
It means a lot. Well, since I started playing for high school, it's been like a important game for all of us. It's like our rival game and like battle for the bridge. So like, it really means a lot to all of us and also me.
All right, Chris, what does this Edgewood Lakeside game mean to you?
As a senior and this being my last year means everything to me. I feel like they owe us a trophy, and I feel like we're going to get it this year.
Coach, what's this Lakeside game mean?
Well, this game's very important to us over here. We really circle this one every year. It's on the schedule. I know Conneaut and Jefferson are big rivals of ours, but if we take the Lakeside game especially serious 365 days a year. You know, last year we were able to be successful and beat them for the first time since 2009. We haven't won a game at Lakeside since 2010, so we're hoping we can fare better than the teams that fared over there in our last 5 trips over across town into Saybrook. And again, we know we're going to get their best shot. We know that the records mean nothing. We know that this is going to be a hotly contested game. We know that they probably don't feel any better after being eliminated from the postseason than we do. And we're expecting just an all-out battle with them for 4 quarters. And we really look forward to that challenge and that opportunity.
All right, BPB, what's this game mean to you this year against Lakeside?
It's an exciting game. It's the game I've been waiting for all year. I mean, I have a lot of friends on Lakeside, and to go out with the dub on senior year would be nice. And they're not going to hold back. We beat them last year. It was the first time in 10 years. It was a super close game, but it felt good to win, and I'd really like to win again. That's it.
All right, Tack, what's Lakeside mean to you this year?
This game's pretty important to me. I'm just excited to get their best shot and go over there and keep the trophy over here for another year.
All right, Bell, what's this game against Lakeside mean for you?
It means a lot to me. I just want to win. I want to keep that trophy here. We haven't won there in 10 years, so it'd be good to go out there and just beat them on their home turf.
Get ready for Friday Night Football. Lakeside, Edgewood, Battle for the Bridge. The City Series takes a new height tonight, starting now. Listen, I don't know who...
I love it.
I don't know who did that voiceover work, but it's nice.
Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
That was Chris Hansen, brother.
Está bueno.
So listen, more than anything, it was a very hype game. As you see, those were 3 Edgewood seniors, 3 Lakeside seniors this year that Sammy interviewed. You know, they wanted it. Lakeside came out, though. I'll tell you what, Lakeside came out firing on all 8 cylinders. Maybe it was a 10-cylinder car. I don't know. They came out firing. Edgewood had a tough night. There ain't no other way to put it. With a 42-6 loss, it was a tough night. Not making excuses. Winchell did look like he was limping a little bit. I don't know if he got injured. I'm not sure. We try not to touch on that too much. But Lakeside looked good. Lakeside looked real good. Savion looked nice.
It was a cold night. AJ is a junior, by the way. AJ Rafa.
Oh, sorry.
So we're gonna get a whole nother year of him tackling everybody and then running the ball.
Just fast as sin.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
But Jay-Sean Sanders, for everybody, had one of the best nights we've seen this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had a fantastic night, 263 yards on 16 carries with 3 touchdowns. And that was one of the people that we were talking about, that the deliberation went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We're not ignoring anybody. It's purely a numbers game at this point. Jake Slayton had the night of a lifetime on Friday. And Jay-Sean Sanders was really I can't remember who said that he was going to be the player of the game, but whoever did was probably super smart.
Well, that wasn't me.
So. Yeah.
I probably said the offensive line. Yeah.
What's got 2 thumbs and was right? This guy.
I was going to say, I think it was Sammy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Lakeside had a heck of a night, though.
See, the craziest thing to me is 16 carries for the amount of yards he went for. He went for double digits every time. He was an automatic first down every time he was in the game, and that's super special to see. But I think the most special thing about that Battle for the Bridge game is you literally have Lamar Jackson at quarterback for Lakeside and Sean Allgood Jr. and Sean Allgood Jr. wasn't asked to be Lamar Jackson in that game, and it still worked out to their benefit. That's excellent coaching. That's a coach realizing, hey, I have this weapon, but I'm going to rock with what's working right now. And I'll tell you what, the one thing, I said it to you, Sammy, when we were up there, Xavion Colbert was Conor McGregor that night. Ding, ding, the king is back. And I didn't say the bad word afterward.
Listen,
but
man.
The king was rocking and rolling that night, boy. God dang.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm not trying to get hit by that kid. Especially,
No.
I feel really bad when somebody's running down the sidelines and he just comes clean. He comes and cleans them out like Brian Urlacher in those office linebacker commercials.
I got a kid to think about. I can't afford to get hit by that kid, man.
We're up there on top of the crow's nesting, and I can hear the click clack like cleats walking in the locker room.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, that dude was out there laying wood. Anthony Donahue is an absolute man out there.
Winchell all night.
Winchell had to take the snap on the run, and that's really where it came down to. That's where the difference was made. So Zach Winchell is a surgeon, okay, with the ball. If you give him more than a couple seconds to look at the defense, guess what? It's a first down, and most of the time it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Lakeside got into the backfield immediately all night. It was all Lakeside all night. Lakeside's been searching this year.
Yeah.
They've been searching for that big game. Their win over Orange was a lot of points, but it was a close. They haven't blown anybody out. Where like Edgewood jumped all over Grand Valley. Lakeside was still searching for that. Like, we gotcha.
Yeah.
And that was the night. There was a lot of emotion in that game too.
And you know what? This isn't to take anything away from Edgewood. If nothing else, John Butchko showed in that game that he is one of the greatest offensive minds in Ashtabula County, because when Winchell wasn't working, he was ready to go to Bisbee and use Bisbee in multiple different ways. We saw Bisbee get deployed in ways we haven't seen all year. Bisbee was taking direct snaps, man.
We've said this. We've said it a bunch of times on air. I'm not playing poker with John Butchko. It ain't happening because I don't know. I don't know if that dude's turning right, left, or going straight. You couldn't tell it. That team fought. Throughout that game, Lakeside was on fire that night.
They were.
I will tell you who else was on fire. You don't run for that many yards without having some 5 other guys, maybe 6, depending on where the tight end, because they run a spread. I'll tell you who was on fire was that offensive line, because when you could run through the semi-truck lanes they were pulling out, tell you what, the O-line was on fire. I'll always love you guys.
Well, I want to send another special shout-out, too, to Brandon Ford. Brandon Ford, the basketball player, Brandon Ford, the guy who came out as a senior to play football and is lighting the county up right now because they ran that jet sweep with him, and he was cutting everybody up. The dude is an athlete for real. Like, I've said it before. He reminds me of when we played. We had a guy by the name of Rashad Osborne, did the same thing, was a basketball stud, came out and lit the county on fire. Brandon Ford doing the exact same thing. But what I can tell you is that game was very, very fun to watch. It definitely, it could have been close. It could have been closer for sure. But there was still a lot of great football going on there. And it was bone-chillingly cold. I'm glad something was hot.
Hey, listen, one more thing on that I did want to touch on. We talked about all the great performances on the field, but off the field, unfortunately, Chris Steele wasn't able to play in that game after the unfortunate circumstances that happened in a previous game to him, and thank God he's okay. But I see Chris Steele on the sideline that whole time, and he's gathering his boys together. He's pumping them up. He's showing real leadership and impacting the game when he can't impact it on the field, because he's one of the county leaders in tackles. Make no mistake.
Yes.
It was lost that he wasn't there, man, but he still made his presence known to his teammates on the sideline, and that just shows right there the type of culture and the type of young men that Buzz Edwards has developed at Lakeside. And I think that that can't be stated enough, that even though I'm not in the game, I'm still going to be there for my boys and still really help push them. Even though we're winning, I got to push them to be even better, even greater than they might even think they can be. So I wanted to give a huge shout out to Chris Steele. If you're watching, Chris, that was awesome, dude.
Yeah, you definitely deserve it.
Also, another quick shout out to Lakeside. The whole football team received a award, and it slips my mind. I can't think about what it is off the top of my head.
They got an award for these kids from Lakeside, which they catch a lot of negative publicity. I think is the quickest thing that Lakeside grabs every time. This deserves more publicity than that.
Yeah.
These kids took a bunch of time out of their summer and went around to these parks around the city and cleaned up. They went down to Bridge Street and Lakeshore Park and all these other things and trying to show what true leadership is. So the city council went down and we shared some photos from that because we were lucky enough to be there when they got presented this. They gave them an award of valor because of what they were doing. And you know what? Those kids deserve it. And that's a great job by those kids. Stacy, I think it's Hunkos.
I thought it was Gankos.
Gankos. Stacy Gank. No, it's correct. Mrs. Gankos. She runs a great, after school thing for these kids, keeping them, their heads on straight and moving around. Bravo to Lakeside. That was wonderful. We love to see that.
Yep. Love to see it. Speaking of loving to see some people.
Listen, Lakeside won the bet, so that's why we're wearing these. But I got to change my sweater because it's time to talk about some other great football. I'll be right back.
Give him 30 seconds here. You better make it quick.
You better Clark Kent
make it quick.
In the phone booth, brother.
I'd go put mine on, but this is just so everyone who's just joining us. Well, one real quick, if you're just joining us, I see we got 72 watchers between YouTube and Facebook. If you're over on the tube, please don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. If you're over on the Facebook, please hit the follow button. Sorry, I got to make sure I get that right. And he's back. With the PV Lakers gear.
How does this maroon go? Does it bring out my eyes?
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
yeah, it does.
So more than likely, I know we all look really good, me, Sam, and Tom, and we know that's why everyone comes on the show on Tuesday nights. I understand. But more than anything, without further ado, the Round 2 OHSAA playoff winners, the Pymatuning Valley Lakers. Let's bring them on, boys.
PV3, baby, bring them on here.
PV3! Yeah, what a game Friday night. Listen, I got to tell you a quick story. I don't know if I should, but we were on a roof recording your game, by the way. We had to climb a ladder from the ladder on top of a lean-to, and from the lean-to to the roof is how we got up there. It was a bit sketchy, but I'll tell you what, it was worth every moment to watch. The Round 2 playoff winners, PV Lakers, beat Hillsdale over there.
It was a night. It was an absolute night, and I said probably 50 times on that broadcast, and I'm going to keep saying it until people start listening to it. After this COVID stuff is over, and it will be over soon, and you can get a chance to go down and check out the athletes in a little town called Andover play football, you need to do it because it's a different type. I'm sure that some of those poor Falcons kids' ears are still ringing because they were getting stung, fellas.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were laying some wood out there. It was so fun to watch. Where was I going with it? Sorry, I can't multitask worth anything. I'm reading a question, comment.
Yeah, before we go up on a tangent, why don't we let the fellas introduce themselves? Because that's what the people are here for.
Yep,
go ahead. You guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and say your positions.
All right. I'm Mason Inman, wide receiver and corner. Ron Tyler Bean, quarterback and DN.
I'm John Wilkerson, running back, receiver, and linebacker.
I don't know where Sammy was going with that. But anyways, I thought there was going to be more to that, like Sammy was going to say something. But so I got to go with Inman real quick because, as you guys seen at the beginning video, Inman had a big interception. I do believe, am I saying that right? Before I screw this up, because I'm going to screw something up. That's guaranteed. There's going to be something I mess up. Inman had a great interception at the end. I think it was about the third quarter. And that's really when the tide started turning for you guys. It was a tough ball game. That first quarter, you guys, Hillsdale marched down on you guys that first quarter. And then they fumbled the ball. So what happens then? PV gets the ball, marches down from the 5-yard line on their own. What do? They're like, you know what? Here, have a football. And then they turn around and come back. How many up downs y'all do for that one, man? Any yet? But I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. But that really led. It was an exciting game all around, and it was kind of your coach knows how to manage the clock really well. Is what I guess I got to with that. He does a great job at coaching it. So, but yeah, congratulations on that, boys. I was gonna say, Tyler, I do have a quick question for you. I love asking this question. All right, real quick. If there's a play that your coach calls, so this is kind of a player of the week question, but I love the question. If there's a play that your coach calls, which one's your favorite to hear come through? I always think you got a headset. You ain't got no headset, but which one's your favorite one that gets sent in to you when you're like, I can't wait to run this play?
Oh man, well, I like read quarterback reads. Those I love every time I get one of those. You get to fake that DN. I love when that DN eats so hard on that. I love just to get right outside and just go. That's my favorite part in games when I'm watching film. I'm looking at that DN and I'm watching to see how hard he comes across, how easy he reads on things, and that's one of my favorite parts was getting them DNs, just eating them up. I love doing that.
Yeah.
You know what, Jonah? I want to know what your answer is on that as well.
Well,
hey, Inman, just be ready because it's coming to you guys, buddy. You got some prep time, man.
Well, Crossan handed me the ball 18 times that game, but I'd say my favorite play is the running back swing out of the backfield, that being perfectly put over the shoulder in that game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite play.
We got it. I just couldn't find that perfect play because the shot that Oliver Stone next to me got of that, with the ball coming right at I'm talking about, you guys should have been on Sports Time Ohio at minimum. It was really a great play. And Mason, what do you love to hear when you're in that? When you hear, you're like, it's game time. Here we go.
For me, it's got to be probably just a simple wide receiver screen because it's a sure catch, and then once you get
it's a sure catch.
One man
I love the swagger.
Yeah. All right, and then so you guys all play offense and defense. You play Ironman football. You guys run both ways, right?
Yeah.
So, Tyler, I already know your answer, but I'm going to ask the other two. Do you prefer offense or defense? Because all quarterbacks prefer offense. I'm going to answer it for you. So, go ahead. So,
he lowers the shoulder, man.
I love defense.
All right. So, everyone answer offense or defense.
I'm going to go with offense. I like offense more.
Yeah, you like the glory. All right, next.
Yeah, I'm about to stick with offense, Bill. I like
Tyler.
Yeah, I'm about to stick with that offense. That's why I like that the most. I really like defense.
Mason.
I'm definitely gonna have to go with defense.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, I'm talking
about. Say, you got. And say you got 4 interceptions on the year, right?
Five.
Hey, I told you I'd screw up. I promised you I'd screw up.
I told you that night when he picked it off during the playoffs. I said, "There's number 5. What a time to get it!" Because listen, that sidelines. So the stadium was what I call COVID full. All right, it was as it possibly could be. And even though everybody wasn't in the seats, for those of you who couldn't be there, we tried to get some panoramics of it. The outside of the stadium was lit. I'm talking about campfires and people doing backflips.
I was gonna say every time you guys score, some old boy over there in the woods is jumping off the back of a truck. Man, I don't get it. Backflipping. And man, I was really up in the air whether or not to film the touchdown or film the backflip, but I went with the right thing and did the touchdown.
Well, I'm pretty sure every time PV scored in that game, you could hear them all the way at that Inn Tavern. Because listen, the horns were flowing and their cowbell game is on.
Yep.
Listen,
they love that cowbell.
I got a question for you guys. So I see you 3 sitting next to each other there. All right. So obviously, like, you guys are really close. You know, you've built a brotherhood, you built a bond. So obviously you guys have come up together, probably played, football together from a very young age. So what role does that play, especially right now in the playoffs? Like, a little bit of adversity at the beginning, like Ryan said, some fumbles occurred, maybe some giveaways. How does that brotherhood kind of allow you to see past that? How does that brotherhood put that trust back in everything?
Well, like you said, growing up together, we've all played backyard football together, basketball together. We trust one another. We know what each other can do. And we definitely become the leaders of the team, I feel. But that trust is really what holds us together.
Yeah, at the end of the day, just with that brotherhood, I know I'm going to give 100% of everything I have for these guys, and I know they're going to do the same for me. And that's just with all of our team, honestly, not just us or Dylan and Verba, like all of them. They'll all put it all on the field for us, and we'll put it up all on the field for them.
Yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to is knowing the personality of your brother next to you, and you've been with them for so long. You know what sports they really love, and what sports they just like, and when you get out there with them, you know what they're going to do and what they're not going to do for you, and they're going to show out and help you in every way you can. And they are always going to be there for you. You can always trust them. You go to them like, hey, this isn't working. They always give you advice on this and that, and that's just what it all comes together at the end of the day. When it's time for game time, it's just we connect in such like a different way that PV has ever seen before. It's just nuts.
Special.
It's special.
I love that answer, guys. I love that answer, and that bond is something that can't be overstated enough. And it's definitely going to pay big dividends for you as you go down. Like we said, Mogador, man, those boys over there, they're
yeah.
So hey, they don't have that.
Ryan's gonna like that one. Battle of the trenches, man.
Yeah. This team's like not big and physical. We love to hit. And that's just something PV loves to do. We love to get in there and hit somebody.
We heard that. We heard that.
Our corners
our corners like to get in there.
You don't see corners come out and hit that hard off then.
No, but you don't see quarterbacks hit that hard either. So we had to get used to that too.
You don't see quarterbacks sticking their nose in like this kid does.
So one of the things I wanted to ask is, so you guys really do, your defense is stout. You three guys are all standout defenders. We got a firsthand, look at that. You guys got some other guys out there like Root and Knowles and Verba and Devin Ray and a bunch of dudes who I don't want to hit me. Okay. So my question is for you, Tyler. Does your coach ever put those boys on the other side to make you better? Because it's got to be a heck of a time trying to pass on those dudes.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, when you got Robert and Victor on the D-line rushing at you in practice, I'm going to avoid that side, but you got the other one on that side, so you got to scoot up and trust. You got to trust your boy. Like, you got Hunter Smith, you got James, you got my big old lineman there, John Chalfant, Louis. Man, they're just there for me, and I trust them. So you just scoot up in there, and you just kind of let them do what they're gonna do. And you're like, I know, Victor he ain't gonna kill me. We see, man, he might give me a good hit, but that boy's got my back.
Well, yeah, because Hillsdale seemed to, that quarterback, deserves a good shout out here too, because he had an absolute game. And I think he thought he was going to get at you boys, and try and throw on you. And at the end of that highlight reel, one of the guys in front of us said, "Not today."
He had company all day right there, in his pocket.
Yeah.
He got Robert sitting there holding his pocket all day, ready to just eat him.
Yeah, he
loves the sack, dude. That kid's.
And it helps when Victor takes 2 or 3 guys with him.
Yeah,
yeah, I'll bet it does.
You got a big guy, 5 people on the ground after Victor gets through, just laying there.
Yeah. We're gonna say.
Before I forget, 100% of that interception credit goes to the D-line and the linebackers for getting in his face.
He's hot. He's hot.
If he had time, he could put it anywhere, but he doesn't have any time, so he just got to throw it up and hope.
That's right. Me and Sammy were watching that pregame, and that he was throwing dimes from like 30-yard line to about the other 30-yard line and putting it on the numbers over there at Hillsdale, man.
Well, yeah, and we said from the beginning, well, you can't run on these guys because they're way too big, and if they hit you, you have a headache. So they're not going to do that. So maybe they're going to try and pass on them. And then I think when number 13, not just – so Inman gets the big interception. But Jonah – was smacking that ball out of the air.
Yeah, he was.
First time, he smacks the ball down, and then I think they were going to try and run some receivers at Tyler, and then he lowered his shoulder, and I think a couple guys hit the sidelines and was like, "Hey, coach, no mas." They decided to get away from that.
Yeah, it was fun. Even at that, right before halftime, one of the DNs came up with a big sack to stop them. They were marching on you guys right at half. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I don't know the name. I don't know who got it. I just know PV sacked Hillsdale at that point in time. But was it? Yeah, it was a big sack right before half because they were on your guys' 40-yard line, and they were on their way down, and there was 10, 20 seconds left, and that's
That's something we do. You don't give up. You hit until the end of the game. That's something we train to do. That's what we've been drilled into our heads. And last year last year we only won half our season. We won 5 games, and those other 5 games, the reasons you lose is we stop hitting. And then we learn from that. Learn from last year. You just hit to the last play. They're going to give up. They're going to take plays off just to make plays like that. So that lineman who I was blocking took a play off. Jimmy got in there and made a big play. Yep. And that's what we do. We don't care where we're at. We don't get down. We're ready to go.
And when you're taking up hits from Tyler Bean, Victor Verba, James McCullough,
you need a break.
Devin Reyes, the Mack truck, when you take enough hits from them, man, you're going to feel it, and you're going to start to hesitate.
You're a little timid.
Yeah, you're definitely timid.
And I got to shout out that O-line, man. I don't know if we already have, if I'm repeating myself. This is the 3rd time tonight I've shouted a different O-line out. But, man, y'all got some hogs down south there. Y'all, I mean,
we don't.
Yeah, tell number 63 I'm his biggest fan. Tell him. I love that cat. Is he? Who is he? Which one's his name?
He put some on the O-line in there.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. And then big shout out, I think she's on here, but you guys' athletic director, Mel. Big shout out to Mel. I mean, we walked in and open arms. What can we do to help, man? So
awesome.
and your guys' principal, and we even met a teacher on our way out, who could say no, and I can't remember her name. I do apologize. But she said, and like Tom hit on the question, but she said you guys have been pretty much growing up together since 8th grade, maybe even younger, correct?
Way
younger than that. Yeah, she mentioned how great you guys are as students. So if you go back to school tomorrow or whenever, I don't know what's going on, whether you guys are virtual or in class, I don't know, however that one works. But she could talk nothing but greatness about you guys, just like Mel has on here. So
that's awesome.
It's really amazing the support that comes out there. But you know what? When you guys do what you do, you guys deserve all the support you can get. All the love that you guys get, because you guys it sounds like your heart and soul into everything, every play, every down, every minute. So,
yeah, we want to, there's a lot of people who deserve a shout out in PV. Everybody's a class act out there. You athletes are stand-up guys. We love talking to you. You're very respectful guys. So obviously, whoever has brought you guys up the right way. We love to see that too. And it's not just you guys. Everybody we met out there is great. You guys have a really great team. And this may be PV's first time in the 3rd round and Mogador's 500th time in there.
Yeah.
Guess what? I got my boys in the Lakers squad because you guys got enough talent to play with anybody out there, and that's for real.
Yep. I got another good question. One at a time. What's your favorite hype song before a game?
Oh, no,
I got it. Yeah.
You got yours?
I think so. It's got to be "We Ready" by Archie.
Oh, yeah. I ain't mad at that.
Oh, dude, I don't even. I put on a whole. It depends on my mood, man.
Your mood? You're coming out to hit cats. You're coming out to hit somebody.
Let's just relax, keep it focused.
Listen, Jonah, he's the lineman.
Man, what do you got? Frank Sinatra playing in the background?
They only have one mentality out there. They're just, there is no
fingers in the dirt. Let's roll.
That's right. They're the cavemen out there.
I don't even know if I can answer that question.
Honestly, yeah.
All right.
No contact.
Too many good ones.
I got a whole playlist full of those.
There's not, but you're telling me there's not one hype song that no matter what, it's your go-to. If you need to get twisted, ready to rock and roll, What are you going to? There's got to be one.
Look at his phone. Let's say.
Tyler, we'll go to Tyler and we'll go back.
What's Wham by? Who's that by?
ASAP
Oh,
Ferg.
ASAP
Yeah,
Ferg.
ASAP Ferg. I have to go Wham, dude.
That's a good one.
I'll have to listen to that one. I don't even know who ASAP Fergie is. But anyway.
ASAP Ferg, bro.
Ferg.
Ferg.
Is that what about Fergalicious?
This one junior high when Rico with Meek Mill and Drake came out.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first one that got me really into it.
Yeah, all right. I'll take that.
Was Drake and Meek Mill beef.
Then here comes
Nice.
That's always sweet.
Oh, here comes the boom. Let's go.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that song.
See, there's too many.
There's too many. Dude, you can't do this to us.
That's it. There has to be more than one. You know, because your hype, it shouldn't only take you it should take you a little bit more than 3 minutes to get going.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Just rock. It's a mindset. Okay? And then last question I got, and I'll shut up. I can't help but keep asking you guys this. So you guys are all seniors, right?
Yes.
What's the future hold for you guys? What are you guys' plans after high school football and school? You got any good plans?
I don't know exactly where I'm going to go to college. I'm still looking. I've had a couple meetings with coaches and stuff. But I'm going to go somewhere with a good engineering program.
Good. I like that, yeah.
Love that.
If I get to play football, cool. If not, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I'd like to.
Awesome.
Next. And look at these two are like, man, I don't really want to answer this question.
Tyler being a true quarterback and passing it to Mason.
Well, yeah, definitely college. Not sure exactly where yet. With everything that happened, obviously, we didn't really get to visit a lot of places and stuff like that. But I've been to a few places and talked to a few coaches as well. Not really 100% sure what I want to major in, too, so that factors in. But I definitely want to go to college somewhere and play football.
I was going to go to college, and I was like really set on I was going to go to Grove City and PA and play ball there. They're really good the last couple of years. And then I was going to go from Wallace. I visited both of them, got some roster offers. And I was getting ready to go right on my other visit, and then I kind of just had like that different change real quick. And I was like, man, I think I'm going to list in the Marines.
Oh, that's what the hat's for.
I went in Sunday, and you see my shirt here, over here, and I listed in the Marines, so that's why I'm going. June 7th, I ship out.
Well,
hey,
you know what? That is
salute, man.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
that is outstanding.
Hopefully, parents aren't too mad at you, are they?
He's an ex-Marine. My mom, she was a little like, "What? Why'd you change that? You were like all about going to college, play football." But I was like, never knew what I really wanted to do, you know. And then I just made that decision, and it was just like a big relief. Like I knew I wanted to do this. It was just like it was meant to be, and I was there, and I haven't felt wrong about it yet. So it's real nice to get that up off your shoulders, knowing what you're doing in the future.
Well, you already hit like a Marine, so that should be, that should come pretty easily. But, I just want to say, I want to thank you guys for coming on here. I want to thank, we're going to keep up with you guys. But before we go, I know, like all athletes, you guys all play different sports. So what sports are you playing coming up?
After football, all of us, we got basketball coming up. We should have a solid year in basketball just as well.
Looking for
another
conference championship.
Basketball.
Yeah, we should have Tanner Rose. You don't hear his name a whole lot in football, but that dude is a beast in basketball.
I mean, Robert Verba.
He's built like a Mack truck, so I mean.
How about any baseball players?
What was that?
Baseball players, track. What do you guys do in the spring?
Get ready for football next
Hey,
year.
it ain't like that this year, brother.
Just get in the weight room and get ready for football.
Normally we did spring training. I moved recently, so then I would always go up to Jefferson, work with Zach from Edgewood. A couple of Cognac kids would come out, Jefferson kids, and we'd sit there and we'd practice and throw in and routes and stuff like that. Normally what I would do in the spring, but that's basically it, just kind of training for football.
Look at the chat.
It's blowing up. We got a lot of. Hey man, you brought 90 folks on. I'm just putting that out there. You know what I mean? It's not the 571 we had on Friday night or Saturday night. But if we stay on long enough, I guess we'll just work on it. Hey man, take this with you. This is something you'll never forget for the rest of your life. Regardless what happens at Mogadore, you always have the privilege to say you are a round 2 winner in the OHSAA playoffs, man.
PV3,
you always have that, and you always have always have that. You got a bye week in the first round too. By the way, nobody talks about that. You didn't have to play to get to round 2. Not too many folks could talk about that, man. So, yep. That's all I got for these guys. I don't want to hold them too much longer. I know they're having fun, but there's probably some Fortnite to play. Or
after all, listen, guys, they are students first. They are students
we got homework.
Homework.
They are students.
I got homework too. Don't worry.
We can't keep it too much later than this, but I'll say from my, personally, everybody will give you your own shout out, but all 3 of you guys are really great. Really great. I won't call you kids. You guys are great men at this point. You guys are seniors and leaders, and I'm sure that there is an entire group of Lakers that is going to look at you guys and emulate you guys. And because of that, I think PV is going to be sustainable as a football program for years to come. So you guys need to take that and understand that what you did is a great thing, and you guys, really deserve kudos. And obviously, thanks for coming.
We appreciate the work you guys do.
Yeah, we appreciate everything.
Getting all of our fans to watch from home and stuff.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's awesome. With everything going on, we can't pack the stadium like we'd like to. So
you guys made that happen.
And we're gonna take a ride down 11 during the hoop season and see what's going on.
I'll hold you to that one.
Hey, I'll come out and show you how to dunk. It ain't no big deal. I can do a windmill 360 between the legs, no problem.
That's right. He's talking about a glass of milk.
Yeah. Oh man. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining tonight, man. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun.
Shout out real quick.
Yeah. Shout out whoever you want.
Shout out to our JV. Actually, like you were saying, future of our program. Unfortunately, with everything going on, they didn't get to play any games this year, which really sucks. So they've just been going to practice every day, which I'm sure felt like nothing, but they're really helping us get better and get to the point that we're at now. So shout out to them. They deserve it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, they do deserve a shout out because if I was a freshman having to play against seniors like you, and I don't get to take out my aggression on anybody, are you
I would at least trip one of y'all at the very least.
Like, I'm going up to Coach Croston, and I'm telling him, listen, if Victor Gerba hits me one more time.
We got a couple big guys coming up next year. Man.
Yeah.
You'll see some of them names.
They'll be back. Some of the names in the news talent to watch.
You'll see. There'll be some guys come up you've never heard before. You'll hear them next year.
All right, hey guys, thank you so much. Definitely set the stand. You guys have set the standard. Keep it rolling. You guys have been great role models for those young kids. Great role models for kids that might not play football or anything in the community. And it speaks with your actions and your words, and eloquent, great young men that we got to meet tonight. So definitely thank you. And Jonah, I wanted to give you a shout out. You've been the dude. I've been shouting out Jonah Wilkerson all year.
Man.
But, hey, it ain't just because of your play. I miss my man bun, bro. I want to throw mine back. So I'm announcing here on 4-4-0 and goal right now. My man bun is coming back thanks to Jonah Wilkerson. It's coming back. So you inspired me, and I'm a grown man. I'm 31, bro. I got a mortgage. And you inspired me. Hey, so thank you so much, man. Have a good night, boys.
PV3, folks.
Trifecta. We'll catch y'all, man. Thanks for joining.
Third rounders.
Later. What a good group of kids, man. You can just tell they are. They're fun. They're exciting.
Yeah.
Just knowing, like I said, talking to that teacher shortly after, man, we were just walking out and they were like, she couldn't say any more. I don't think there's anything else good she could say about him. She talks so highly about him, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, and it's everybody out there. One of the things that Andover deserves a huge shout out because I love to see a community buy all in
Yep.
on a team like that.
Yeah.
And from what I understood, it's like that no matter whether they're in the playoff game or not, that whole community has bought in on this Lakers team. And we can really attest to it because from the beginning, since we started this, we have heard from Lakers fans from the gate. You know, come check out our boys. Come check out our boys. And like we said before, we didn't avoid anybody on purpose or anything like that. It was all a situation of time. So we knew that Saturday was going to be our best shot to cover them. And luckily for us, their Saturday game just happened to be an OHSAA playoff game.
And we asked for permission and got it.
Yes, it really was. It was great, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to pop out with next year because, you know, their JV I heard is really great. I've heard about their hoop squad too. I heard that on the hoop that they're tough on the hoop side as well. So, and that was from one of the local coaches. So,
And speaking of local coaches,
sniff at either. Their golf team's pretty good from what I've heard.
I got to shout Marcus Parker out. So I know the PV3 is still kind of on deck. They're listening in. If Marcus Parker, the St. John varsity head coach, asks who's the best hooper, don't answer it, boys. Just let him find out. Yeah. Yeah. Marcus is like, come on, man. Oh, but what do we got left here?
So we got to cover a couple of the other scores from the other games. You know, there was one other small game that happened in the county. I think that we've overlooked here a little bit.
Yeah, we did. You're right.
And that was another third-round playoff game going where Geneva beats Hubbard 22-19.
Yeah.
Here's the special story on that. Geneva was down 19-0.
Yes, they were.
So one of the things we talked about during that PV game was you can't ever count Geneva out because that team runs the ball as well as anybody I've ever seen in my life. And just like PV has this NFL-like line in front, the Geneva line is really, really great. So behind guys like Brady Pete, Charlie Taylor, Ben Scabona getting busy. It's Cole Smith and Dylan Hamilton, I believe that's the right name combination. Those guys have a great game. Zane Francis is out there getting tackles like they're free. I mean, Geneva never gives up, and you got to take into account this is a Geneva game that did take a loss this year, so it's very easy to get into your own head.
Yep.
One of the things I gave PV credit for was they were playing from behind for the first time all year this year.
Yeah.
And granted, it was, it's only a 2-point conversion technically that they're down by, but when you're never behind, you're never behind. You don't know how you're going to react. PV reacted like what happens when you put a dog in a corner, and they came out and just beat the mess out of Hillsdale after that. And Geneva decides, we're down by 19. Here's 22 of them, back to back to back to back.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Geneva as a collective has rushed for almost 2,500 yards. I mean, the pure fact of the matter is when you run a wing T like that and you have a collective that rushes for 2,500 yards so far on the season, even though you might be down, running the ball definitely gives clock control. So Sorber is nothing short of a man who knows how to manage a clock and knows how to manage his players. So even if they were down 19-0, I wasn't counting Geneva out at any point. They could have been down 19-0 with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I still got faith in them, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's just something about Geneva that has this mysticism about them. You should never feel like they're the
Patriots. You just never count them out because they'll find a way to put 18 up, 21 up in the fourth quarter and come back. For them to be down 19-0
in the third round of the playoffs.
No, second round.
Excuse me, second round of the playoffs.
Second round, 19-0, second round of the playoffs. What that also means is their defense stepped their game up just a touch. They did not allow Who'd they play? Why can't I think about it right
Hubbard.
now? They did not allow Hubbard to score a point in the third and fourth quarter.
Which is even crazier that you say that, Ryan, because their rushers play Iron Man football. Scabona, Taylor, Pete, and Hamilton.
Oh,
all our key contributors on the
Coach
defense.
Pete. It was 19-7. My apology.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Absolutely.
That still sucks to
Yeah.
be down like that in the second round.
Yeah.
It does.
And go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
Iron Man football, man, it's really easy to get tired. It's real easy to, you know what I mean? Maybe not step it up as much. But like you said, Ryan, the defense had to step it up just a titch. And they did, and I can imagine how hard that would be when you're running your behind off the whole game to score touchdowns.
Right.
So big shout out to that coaching staff and those kids, man.
Yeah, huge shout out to the coaching staff, and I say it week in and week out. The biggest part of the game for me is halftime.
Yeah.
It is the halftime adjustment. And this year it's been a little bit tricky because most halftimes have only been 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Most coaches are used to 20-minute
Yeah,
halftime
and-
sessions to be
and
able to
if
get their
you're
players
away-
get into their players' heads and figure it out.
Yeah, and if you're away, you get to sit in the end zone while everybody gawks at you.
Right.
Yeah.
This is
Like,
true.
You
Yes.
know, it's tough. I just, Geneva, we covered a ton of Geneva early on, and it was a blast because I really enjoyed watching the way this football team plays. Like sometimes they get behind, sometimes they can be a slow starter, sometimes they start on fire. Anytime, it doesn't matter what the game is, they're always in the game.
Yep.
And that's what makes it fun. You know what I mean? The offensive coordinator out there, Coach Pete loves to get that offense rolling. They got what seems like 4 running backs in the backfield because Scabona is effectively just the running back who gets to throw the ball.
Right.
Like in that offense. He is a great quarterback. Don't get that twisted. The kid can throw the rock. They just run the ball so well behind that very, very skilled offensive line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good offensive line.
Yeah. So huge shout out to the Eagles. Come from behind victory against Hubbard to make it to the third round.
This week is a week.
Yep.
And we'll cover that, but I'll give you guys a hint here for those of you watching. It is like the little brother versus the big brother because it's 2 wing T monsters meeting on the field this week.
Yep.
It's the Wing T Eagles versus the Wing T Chardon Hilltoppers.
Yep.
So
gonna
it's
be a
Daniel
game.
Sun versus Mr. Miyagi. That playoff game is going to be lit.
Is it more like Cobra Kai versus
I mean, no, because there's not a villain here.
There could be though. I could see. Hey, all right, go. Anyways, I could see the Hilltoppers maybe being the villain in this. I don't know. Sorry about that. That is my crazy son, which I don't know why he's still up, but he is. But yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. And speaking of Friday night, we might as well announce it now while we have a moment. We are going to be headed over to Edgewood Stadium, and we're going to be covering the Edgewood Warriors taking on the Jefferson Falcons for and this is new to me. Where'd it go? It was in the private chat. What's it called?
The Hordley Cup.
The Hordley Cup.
Hoadley.
Hoadley Cup. I didn't know this until earlier. Shout out to Sergeant Brandon. He always hooks us up.
Yeah. So it. I didn't know that this cup even existed until last year. So when when we started this whole thing this year and we start meeting the coaches and we started going over their records last year with them, Coach Butchko was talking about that, there's 2 trophies that they had 2 trophies. And the first trophy obviously was Battle of the Bridge. And the second one was the Hoadley Cup, which they, share with Jefferson. So 2 weeks in a row, two rivalry games right here on 440 and Goal.
Coming to you live from Edgewood Stadium. We'll kick off at 7. We'll start probably about 6:45, 6:30, somewhere in that ballpark area, just so everyone knows. Don't forget tonight, if you're watching the show, you could if you're over on the Tube of You, or YouTube as I like to call it, go ahead and hit the share, like, and subscribe button for us. If you're over on Facebook, hit the follow button. That way you get all the updates when Sam and Tom send out the updated county records, or Tom sends out the updated stats for the week. Also, 440ngold.com. We have a website with all that information on it as well. So,
and listen, if you didn't get to see the Battle of the Bridge, it's still worth reading. We've got this really, really great, beautifully written article from the Green Power Ranger below me. It was. I'm not kidding you. I'm not. I didn't want to sit there and read a 4-page article, but it's enthralling. Like you're very interested the way he presents it. There's a ton of info in there, and if you don't know anything, you're going to know everything you need to know about that. So go check it out. Also, we are going to. We've got the county records are updated as of yesterday. We've got every single updated record that could be verified to this point. So all of your county record holders are up to date. They are on Facebook. After tonight, they will be on the website. Also, after tonight's show, we will push out the county leader, or not tonight. Tomorrow, we will push out the county leaders just because we're waiting on a couple statistics from some teams. So county leaders will be pushed out tomorrow. They'll be on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Then they'll be on the website.
Perfect.
Can't wait.
All right, so let's real quick. We get out of here.
All the scores though?
Nope. I was just gonna say, let's go through the scores. So Lakeside defeats Edgewood in the Battle of the Bridge, 41-6. PV Lakers win round 2 of the playoffs against
I'm
Hillsdale.
talking about big boy Lakers.
Yeah, 18-8. Geneva winning round 2 of their playoffs. So not one, but 2 Ashtabula County teams in the OHSAA playoffs headed to round 3, 22-19. Jefferson defeating St. John 63-6. Cardinal losing to Conneaut 42-25, where we had Jake Slayton on earlier. The man, the myth, the legend, 353 passing, 5 touchdowns in that game. It was a great game.
353 worth all those points, my guys.
Yes. But again, all in one game. We're not talking 2 games here. And like Sammy said, 20 years ago, 353 in a season for a quarterback was great. We're talking about 1 football game, so it was amazing. So let's roll right into week 9 coming up. So we only got 2 weeks left in the football season, guys.
That's right. And the Player of the Year conversation has started. We have been talking. Yeah. There is deliberation. There is still time for those thoughts to be changed. You boys have put on a show this year. Keep it up because we love it.
Yep. Let's see. So week 9 matchups coming up. Lakeside's taking on Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. PV in the round 3 of the playoff is headed out to Mogador. Geneva versus Chardon at Chardon for round 3 of the playoffs. Jefferson at Edgewood, which that is our 440 and goals stream game. Conneaut is taking on Girard, and St. John has a bye week this week. Yeah. So we'll go into player of the game for us. So Lakeside versus NDCL. Who you got, and why you got him?
I'm starting this one. I'm going with Sean because it's all good. Sean All Good from the Lakeside Dragons, player of the game versus the NDCL Lions. I think Lakeside's going to get on those boys. I don't think they're ready for all this athleticism, Ashtabula, and they're coming hot. Coming in hot.
Yeah. Sean's a great pick, man. Great pick, but I got to go with my guy that does strikes every time, my bowling ball, Jay Sean Sanders. I'm going to tell you what, Jay Sean showed up and showed out last week, and he's going to keep doing more of the same, man. I got to roll with him just like he rolls through them lanes, baby. Jay Sean.
So I'm going to roll with a guy that I haven't said much recently. I still believe in him. His mom was on the show just a little bit ago. Mr. Alec Raffa, he hasn't had like a standout performance yet on the offensive side of the ball. He's all over on the defensive side of the ball, but I think Raffa's going to have a good big game. Yeah, so coming up next, the PV3 Lakers against Mogador. And I'm going to go first, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go with the PV3. All three of them boys. And you don't have to like it, Sammy, because I don't care. They're going to come out and put one on Mogador, surprise them, let them know what happened. So that is what it is.
Listen, Pymatuming Valley, those three, I love all those kids, man. But I'm going to just tell facts right now. I'm going to say the kid who up to this point has averaged 11.8 yards per carry before we get the next stat. I got to rock with my boy with the man bun. I got to go Jonah Wilkerson. I'm saying that cat's going to rush for $150 and show Mogador what's really good, how they do it down in Andover, because they ain't in Kansas no more, baby.
So here's the deal. We had 3 studs on tonight. 3 absolute studs. All right? Those guys showed out. They got the love. But that team's got a whole bunch of them out there.
They do.
So my guy this week is a guy who didn't get to be on the show. And that is a guy, Dylan Knowles, is going to be the player of the game there. The dude was a monster, has been a monster all year. I think we forget the boy's got like 500 yards. So I'm going to go Dylan Knowles. I think the PV3 does their thing. I think they all put a hurting on. I think Mogador is going to say, those are just some guys from Little Andover. And before they know it, they're going to look like Will Smith and Hitch. But it ain't going to be from an allergic reaction. It's going to be because they got their butt kicked.
Yeah, and by the way, it's not Little Andover. It is Downtown Andover. You're welcome, Michelle. Woo! Anyways, send it. Moving on. Geneva at Chardon. I'm going to tell you what. Charlie Taylor's going to be man of this game. It's Wing T versus Wing T. It's the best man, our best team that runs the ball the best in this one. I think Charlie Taylor has the upper hand on this one. I'm going with big, speaking of Mack trucks, big Mack truck Charlie Taylor on this one out of Geneva.
Go ahead, Sammy.
So this is the battle of the wing T's. One team is going to be a lowercase t this week, and it's not going to be Geneva. I think that Geneva is going to be completely underrated. I don't think anybody has given them the respect that they deserve. What it comes down to, Ryan picked Charlie Taylor, and I hate double picking, but I'm going to go with Charlie Taylor. I don't think there is anybody on Chardon's team as strong as that kid. They're both going to run it very well. They're both going to run the wing T. But let me tell you what Geneva has over top of every other team Chardon has played against. Geneva sees the wing T every single day. So you can't get around those boys. You're not going to trick them. This is not new to them. Ben Scabona's a dog. Brady's a dog. Taylor's a dog. Francis is a dog. Grzinski's a monster on the line. I think Geneva's going to surprise the world this week, and I think they're going to beat Chardon, and that's my pick of the week.
Hey, Sammy, you said it best. Geneva sees the wing T every week in practice, right? My pick for player of the game is going to be a kid we haven't talked about a lot this year on this show, but he shows up and shows out every week. I'm going with my boy, Dub Wyatt Fuderick. Not just because my son has the same first name as him. Not just because of that. Fuderick's got 4 INTs on the year, man. And he's going to show up big and show out on that defense and stop that wing T because he knows how to stop it. He's going to be the catalyst that leads Geneva to the big upset in this game.
All right. Coming up on, we all picked, right? So I was watching the PV guys down there, whatever they were doing to make sure something crazy wasn't happening. Oh, so the game we're covering this week, 4 own goals, stream game of the week, Jefferson at Edgewood for the Hoodley Cup. Hopefully I said that right. I probably didn't, but it is what it is. Man, this is going to be tough this week. It really is. I'm going to pick one for each one, just so you guys know. I got to go with Bruckman. Bruckman's going to hit that edge, and he's going to be gone. He does it every week, week in and week out. Edgewood, and I'm going to go with my big dog, Troy Peterson, up front. Troy Peterson's going to be after that quarterback all night long, I do believe. Jefferson's going to have a tough task matching up with him.
You know what, Ryan? I don't hate what you did there, and I think I'm going to follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick one on each side because I think there's going to be players of the game that are going to have to play well for their team to win. Okay? On the Jefferson side, you said Bruckman, and Bruckman is fantastic. He is a 1,000-yard plus. I like Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog out there in Jefferson gets busy every week. There's a kid out there. His name is Sabo. He is a tackle machine. That's going to be the player of the game for Jefferson. It's going to be Sabo. For Edgewood. Edgewood has a guy that I guess you can say, overlooked this year. And I think a lot of time is going to be spent on everybody else. I think Jake Bell gets busy this week. Ring the bell, Jake. I think you're going to be player of the game for Edgewood in this. So I'm going with Sabo and Jefferson and Bell and Edgewood.
All right, this is my pick for game of the week. First of all, the Hoadley Cup is historic. This will be the 69th year that they played. So we're reaching up to 70. We're not quite there yet, but still going to be historic. And I'm going to follow suit here. For Jefferson, I'm going to say Brandon Hanna's offense, man, anything can happen. But I think 42 receptions, 577 yards.
Hey, that boy is nice.
14 average catch with 3 TDs. Trent Hodge is going to be the player of the game for Jefferson. Grant Hitchcock breaks out because of Hodge. And on the Edgewood side, man, I got to go with my boy. He's got 3 initials, just like OBJ's got the 3 initials. And his name is BPB. Brian
BPB. I love it.
I love that kid. I love everything he represents and stands for. I love his attitude. And he's a killer when he needs to be. And he's going to be a killer in this game. Bruckman, you might have rushed for 1,000 yards, but BPB ain't no slouch either. He's coming for you this week, baby.
I gotta say something real quick. So I just had a great thought. I'm gonna just bring it off the screen, bring it back up. We got one more game to cover. So Warrior Nation, they've always followed us. We got plenty of them on there on the comments right now, chatting back and forth. I just have a little suggestion. Okay. So I know there's only 2 tickets per kid that can get in there, however that one works out. I want to see that place rocking on Friday night. But also, every time Jake Bell catches a pass, runs a ball, gets his name called, how fun would it be to have a little ring-a-ding-ding out in the audience or out in the stands? I'm challenging everyone at Warrior Nation. Bring your cowbell, bring a bell, bring a bicycle bell, steal it off the Huffy, whatever you got to do. Let's bring a bell, let's make some noise on Friday night, and let's have some fun. Just a thought. That's all I'm saying.
I like
This week is going to be 2 offenses that are going to be so much fun to watch. I cannot wait. Yep. Danny Bruckman last week, he only averaged 50 yards a carry.
Right.
That's it. I forgot to say, he had 200 yards. It was on this many carries.
Yep.
It's this many.
It's not many. Not many. Nothing special there at all. But anywho.
Listen, it's going to be absolutely. I can promise you that Edgewood has their eyes on number 23 wearing black and red. It is going to be amazing. I cannot wait to see this game. It's going to be fun. Both teams have this offensive boom, and both teams have underrated defenders. So it's going to be a great game. I can't wait. And we will be covering every second of it, every down of it, baby, from beautiful Corlew. It's going to be right here. And I can't wait till you guys see the picture. It's going to be amazing.
You know where it's going to be? You know where it's going to be? It's going to be in downtown Edgewood. Can't help myself. Send it. Anywho.
So listen, we got 2 players of the week this week going up. Actually, 3 players of the week playing in one game. 2 for one team. That would be Winchell and BPB. Yep. And then Sonic on the other side. Sonic the Bruckman. Get busy. It's going to be fun. I can't wait.
All right. And let's see. Last game. Conneaut Girard. I don't know much about Gerard, but I'll tell you what I do know is that Jake Slayton threw for 353 yards and 5 passing touchdowns last week. So my player of the game is not going to be Slayton. It's because Tellis Andrews going to catch probably about 200 yards next week. Gotcha! Roadrunner coming in hot. Woo!
All right. Well, since you're gonna take my player of the game pick,
You're welcome.
You know, I'm gonna have to start trademarking these kids. Spartans is going to be none other than Anthony Nunes. Anthony Nunes has been getting busy for the last couple weeks on defense and offense. I think it's time for him to step above and beyond here. Watch out for Nunes this week.
Oh man, Conneaut. What more can you say about Conneaut other than just every week they seem to have a kid who just goes out there and just fills up the stat sheet? I'm going to go with my boy, beep, beep. I'm going to go with Mr. Tellis Andrews, player of the game, man. Tellis had 4 tackles for loss last game with 282 receiving yards. He's going to keep that going, and I'm going to call it right now. Tellis Andrews breaks the 1,000-yard receiving yard mark this week against Gerard.
I love it.
Yep.
He's going to do it. He's not that far off.
No, I believe it. What are your guys' game locks of the week? I already called mine. My game lock of the week, upset, call it what you want. It's Geneva over Chardon.
Yeah, it's Geneva over Chardon for me, too. I love the PV boys, but I got to go. I don't like to co-sign with you, Sammy. I actually hate doing it. But here we are. Game lock of the week. I do believe Geneva's gonna pull out a big one. Head out to week 4.
My game lock of the week, and I hate doing this because it's 2 county teams going up against each other, and I love all you county teams. I love you all. But I'm going to go, my lock of the week is the Edgewood Warriors.
That's a big
Coming
pick.
out and
That's a big
beating
pick.
the Jefferson Falcons in a close game. One of my closest friends is the offensive coordinator on Jefferson, so he's probably going to message me, asking me what I'm thinking. But
listen, guys, I will tell you this for everybody watching.
Edgewood, baby.
We are going to put this out there like we did last week. The winner of this game will rule the colors and the choices worn on this next show. Now, the Wood has treated us real nice. I'm not going to lie. The gear we have gotten from Edgewood is sweet. We've got Edgewood gear for days. I don't know what we wear if Jefferson wears because we ain't got nothing from you.
I don't know.
So y'all can make it right. I'm just saying.
Maybe it's just a little bit of chest hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Listen, I have no problem here. I don't know what's going on here. So you guys got to fix that.
By the way, I'd like to let both of y'all know I didn't pick the old line at all in any of my picks this week.
This is a rarity. You
Just
feel
had to put that out there.
Stamp it.
You feel okay?
I had to put that out there. So, well, boys, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. Friday night, guys, everyone that's watching, Edgewood, Jefferson, Hoadley Cup, downtown Edgewood, Ohio. It was gonna be bumping. Bring the bells. That's all I'm saying. Bring the bells. Thanks tonight, everyone, for joining us. Again, if you're over on YouTube, please don't forget to hit the like, share, or subscribe button. If you're over on Facebook, hit the like and follow button for us. Hook us up.
Thank you, Kelly.
Good luck to all the local schools, but especially for me, good luck to PV Nation. Good luck to Eagles Nation. Round 3 playoffs coming in hot, man. I want to see someone go.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, Thursday, I will be dropping another preview, and it'll be on the Hoadley Cup. So head on over to 4401 Goal on Thursday. Check it around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Maybe you'll get some knowledge on the Hoadley Cup and the history in Ashtabula sports. So I'm Tom, and I'm
another
out.
great week.
I'm out.
Outski.
Deuces. I'm going to lead y'all off with the highlights of the week. Check them out. Talk to y'all on Friday.
And he gets away from a sack there, but he's got one in the air. Is that intercepted? Yes, it is.